because I've got a very interesting one here. I think the chat will enjoy this one a little bit. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this. U.S. Army vet and Somali refugee vows to unseat Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. So a soldier is coming after that number one spot, that number one seat for Ilhan Omar. So somebody who loves America versus somebody who hates America. I guess we'll see what happens here. The voting will say a lot. We've got U.S. Army veteran and Somali refugee vowed on Wednesday to unseat Representative Ilhan Omar in Minnesota during the midterm election this fall, one vote at a time. This is interesting because, you really can't play identity politics with this one. Like this is two people from similar backgrounds. They come from the same place. They come from some of the same struggles, I imagine, and then they just went very different paths. They chose very different paths in life, and I guess their politics and their ability to run a campaign will determine who gets elected. She says Ilhan Omar will not be reelected to Congress this year in a tweet from Shukri Abdurrahman. I'm a 10-year U.S. Army combat veteran, and I will be replacing her. I got to get her on the Scuttlebutt show. If you're out there, Shukri, and you want to come on the Scuttlebutt show and talk about this, I would love to have you. In response to another Twitter user doubting her ability to beat Omar, Abdurrahman said she is in the community daily and will win one vote at a time. In an interview with Fox News last month, she said she believes in a well-funded police force securing American borders and preserving the American dream that she found after escaping an authoritarian regime in Somalia. I have never forgotten and never will forget what America gave to me. I took an oath when I became a citizen, and I took an oath when I joined the U.S. Armed Forces. These oaths I took both ended, and so help me God, and neither of them expire. Boom. Strong words right there. Strong messages sent via Twitter. It's just funny that's how, it's funny that's how the government communicates with people now is, their official Twitter page. I don't know. A mother of three, Abdurrahman, I hope that I'm saying that right. I mean, no disrespect if I'm saying it wrong. Abdurrahman announced her candidacy earlier this year, telling Fox and Friends host Todd Pirro that Representative Omar's far-left goals are upsetting to see. She says, I gave my life to this country for 10 and a half years. I put my life on the line for the ideals of America and that the America that I got used to, the America that I was proud to put my life on the line for, and I came here legally as a refugee. Abdurrahman said, adding that she spent years in the slums of Kenya while being vetted to emigrate to the United States legally. No small feat. That must be a very trying process, I am sure. I certainly have a lot of empathy and sympathy for people who've had to go through that. It's harder than anything I've ever had to do. I'm sure I can say that. Now you have open borders that we don't know who's crossing. No one is getting vetted. She said, we don't know how dangerous those people are to our livelihoods. I've seen all kinds of reports of who has been coming across the border, including people on terror watch lists. I don't know. I am not the expert on that. Here's what I can say. In 2019, I did official photography for a United Nations tour, visiting the southern border in San Diego. And we were in briefs with the Border Patrol, who were saying very alarming things. And this is in 2019. And leaders from around the world could not believe the state of our borders. I can tell you that. I was in the room. International leaders from the United Nations, from dozens and dozens of countries, thought that our border security was a joke. So do what you will with that information. I'm telling you, it's firsthand information. It's not something I heard. It's not scuttlebutt. Okay, firsthand information, and I've seen it with my own eyes. That we need to do a better job of understanding who's coming across the border on the southern end of the United States of America. Of course, that's important. Of course, I mean. There's this thing going on right now I've seen New York, and there's other, I believe, laws already in place for voting in local elections and stuff, that you don't need to be a citizen to vote in the local elections. If somebody says that they believe that you do not need to be a citizen in local elections, if that's somebody's feeling, I would ask them this: why is it so important to you that Australians vote in your election? And they would be, of course, confused. And I would say, seriously, I mean, what is it? Why is it just so critical that Australians vote in New York City? And they would say, I don't understand why you're asking about Australians. And I said, wait, do non-citizens only come from one country? What country are you referring to? And then I would let them take it from there, right? Because no, people talk about how they stand up for their values with these kinds of things. They stand up for their ethics, but really they're only standing up for their partisan politics, and that's the truth. Anyway, off my soapbox, back to this thing over here. She says, I don't believe that vetting is racist. I don't believe securing our borders are racist. People need to come the right way, and our nation needs to be kept safe. All of our politicians, government leaders have a responsibility to protect our sovereign nation and our people. Last week, Abdurrahman posted a political advertisement on Twitter highlighting her difficult early years in Somalia and how her life has led her to run for Congress. Ilhan Omar was given a second chance when America took her in, but chose to ridicule the very country that saved her life. So let's watch this video that she has here on her Twitter page. It's her advertisement for herself, I guess. So this should give us a decent amount of information here as to what she's all about. Let's check it out.
My father was taken in the middle of the night by Mohammed Siad Barre's regime. Eventually, he was returned to us, but Barre's men had poisoned him for refusing to join his regime. The scars of living through civil war, surviving abuse at a young age, losing my father all remain with me. In fear of our lives, my family fled war-torn Somalia to the slums of Kenya, where we spent nearly 4 years in refugee camp waiting, with hopes to come to America. From Somalia to Minnesota, my family and I were welcomed as legal American citizens. America had saved my life, the land of opportunity. Inspired by the events of Black Hawk Down, I joined the military to give back to the men and women who gave their lives so that I could have a second chance. I served over 10 years as a United States soldier. I was deployed to Iraq, where I fell in love with a fellow soldier and gave birth to 3 beautiful children. But they lost their father to PTSD and the pains of war. My husband was a different person that we no longer recognize. It wasn't easy surviving domestic abuse and taking on my newfound role as a single mother, struggling to care for them, at one point homeless, living in our car, poor and tired. But my hand is not out. I still believed in the American dream, resistant to become helplessly dependent on a system I have seen vulnerable communities and so many of my brothers and sisters become enslaved to, rather than empowered to truly prosper in the land of the free. Our lives, our pride, and dignity can no longer be bought in exchange for votes that only keep the elite in power, who disappear and abandon us after election season is over. The self-aggrandized political class who do not represent the people. My name is Shukri Abdurrahman, and I'm running for Congress in Minnesota. I am a survivor, a refugee, a mother, a Black Muslim, but above all, I am a Minnesotan and an American, just like you.
Whoa, I was not expecting that. What did you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments. That was heavy. Wow. So shootforcongress.com. Holy smokes. If you're out there, I'd love to talk to you on the Scuttlebutt Show. Hit me up. Whoa, that was heavy. I was not expecting all of that about her husband, the father of her children. Jeez. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Bravo Zulu to her for sticking it out. That is tough. I hope she's, I hope that during those toughest times, she had some veteran benefits to lean on, because that is tough goings there. Wow. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching that clip from our live show. We're live right here on YouTube, Sunday through Thursday, 1800 Pacific Standard Time. If you want, come on by, join the chat. I'd love to hear from you. If you like that video and you want to see more, consider checking out this video right here or subscribing to the channel with this button right here. I look forward to talking to you really soon. I'm out for now.